All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION this hour, where an Indian Air Force's special repatriation flight from Kabul, which had 168 evacuees on board, landed at the Hindan Airbase a while back. The flight included 107 Indian nationals. The others were Afghan nationals, including 20 Afghan Sikhs. The evacuation from Kabul took place through the Indian Air Force's C-17 Globemaster. It also included Afghanistan's only female Sikh member of parliament, Anarkali Honaryar, and also the Sikh member of parliament, Narendra Singh Khalsa, who expressed his gratitude to the Indian government for carrying out the evacuation. The evacuation, of course, comes as a huge relief for the anguished Sikhs and also those who are caught up in Afghanistan. And remember, there are many people who are still stuck in the conflict-torn city of Kabul. Now, on the same flight, India has also brought back an infant as well from Kabul. The few months old infant arrived in India without a passport. Now, another evacuation flight from Kabul also landed in Delhi earlier this morning. This, of course, was the first passenger flight by Air India carrying about 85 Indians. The Air India flight had departed from Tajikistan. It was assisted and also supported by the Indian Embassy in Dushanbe. Other flights are also on their way, bringing back more Indian nationals who are stuck in Afghanistan. All right, now to get us more updates in terms of what is happening with the evacuation process, we are joined in by WION Siddhant, who is joining us live on this broadcast. Good afternoon to you, Siddhant. Bring us up to speed with what's been happening with the 168 evacuees who've been brought back to India this morning.
Well, yes, Mohammed, I'm right now at the location at the Hindan Airbase where the evacuation has happened and the formalities has been done shortly. Of course, we know that the MPs also spoke to us, Narendra Singh Khalsa and Anarkali Honaryar, and basically when they spoke to us, they broke down and talked about their longing for their country and how things change so fast in the country. Right now, of course, I'm in a bus which is taking us back to outside of the airbase, but this was the airbase where the entire process happened. And of course, we also know that we can expect more such evacuations as well in coming few days or perhaps weeks as well. But remember, this is a second major evacuation that has taken place in matter of a few days. The last such evacuation was on Monday when the Indian envoy to Afghanistan and other diplomats were brought back. This time, of course, the focus was on the evacuated not only Indians but also the Afghans, the Afghan MPs we have been talking about, but also many of the family members of these Afghan MPs. Now, of course, the next stage is to make sure the 400 to around 500 Indians who are still in Afghanistan, how they are brought back to the country. That is the big focus. India, of course, has been coordinating with countries like United States, with Tajikistan, with Qatar for the entire evacuation program. But it looks like a long-drawn process.
Absolutely, indeed. And also, just to draw the attention with what is happening at the Kabul airport, where the United States and Germany have warned their citizens not to now try venture towards the Kabul airport if they are not already at the Kabul airport. Siddhant, bring us up to speed with how the Indian government intends to evacuate the about 400 odd Indians who are still in Kabul and may not be within the Kabul airport.
Well, the focus is to first bring them to a safe house and then evacuate. We know when it comes to the safe house, all these Indians were kept at a safe house and then they were brought back. But largely it has been a very complex process, especially when it comes to negotiating with the people on the ground outside the airport, because Kabul airport is something which has been a heartbreaking tragedy unfolding in front of our eyes, and it looks like it will be a long time before it will smoothen up. Right now, principally, it's under the American control.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Siddhant, for joining us and getting us all those updates then. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.